Now, if you hold your attention up here, you will be able to more easily observe the things that pass through your awareness. While you're practicing a meditation technique, which includes alert concentration on a chosen object, whatever it is, keep your attention here, focus on the mantra, focus on your breathing, imagine something, visualize the sun, whatever you like. Keep your attention alert, and that will allow you to wake up quicker, because you're no longer being attached to all the little things that percolate out of your subconscious. The other thing is, if you have a tendency to go to sleep or to become passive and daydream, by bringing your attention up here, and imagine my eyes are closed. My attention's up here and I'm gazing slightly up, not like that, but slightly up into the distance, and imagining that I'm looking off into the darkness of space. So my eyes are closed, there's darkness. Imagine that's a field of infinite space. There's no end to it, okay? And you imagine that you're going through that space, just being pulled through it. That will keep your energy up, and that will keep you alert and awake. Okay? Anytime you start to get off track, remember, bring your attention up here and continue practicing in that way, because that will perk you right up. Okay? The same thing with this is it's practice for your daily living. You want to be alert and aware while you're living your life too, because that's another way that you just let your life happen. You let the karma come up and be done with. Whatever happens, let it happen. Don't fight it, don't resist it. If you need to make changes, but realize that there's no bad or good into what happens. That's just the stuff that's happening. And you keep your attention up here, and you remain super conscious, alert, and awake. It doesn't matter. Then you can make good decisions. You can make decisions that will change your destiny. Because that's what the yogi's doing. He's transcending all this stuff that he thinks he is. Remember that. Sutra 15. Dispassionate non-attachment enables one to consciously control urges, cravings, and instinctual drives. That's very important. Because even though you're human and you've been raised in a certain way, in a certain culture, with certain ideas, with certain tastes, with certain tendencies, the yogi is not to be subjected to those things, and that is a choice the person who practices yoga makes. They first need to admit that they have things which might not be constructive for them. They might admit that they decide, oh, I can't meditate today because I just don't feel like it, or I don't have time, or whatever it might be. These are just the natural inclinations of inertia within the person's life. A person who's intent on waking up knows this, and they know they have these tendencies and these habits. And so they need to disregard the cravings and the instinctual urges. So anything that you have, which you know isn't very good for you, or you know is contrary to your path of waking up, you need to master them. And the only way you can do that, you can do it a couple ways. Well, I guess it's not the only way. You can do it one of two ways. One is you can just use your willpower. For example, if waking up early in the morning, which is a good time to meditate, is not natural to you, that's one of those cravings or instinctual drives, instinctual urges, but yet you know that it's good, and you know that it's important, and you know that it's helpful on this enlightened path, you need to decide what's more important, sleeping in or getting up and waking up. That is one of the hardest things for people to get over, is they have to change their lifestyle. And we've already talked a little bit about that. The practice of yoga isn't just about willpower, and it's not just about, it's also realizing that you're part of a greater wholeness, a greater being, which is you, essentially. So however you conceive of God, however you conceive of the Divine Mother, whatever it is, the infinite consciousness, just life itself, you can have a talk with God, or you can have a talk with the infinite consciousness, or whatever you consider it to be, and say, look, this is important to me. I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Could you give me a hand? And you'll be surprised at how many times you'll do that, and things will work out. You'll be able to, you'll say, I'd like to get up tomorrow morning, a little earlier than usual, or I'd like to go to sleep a little earlier, or I'd like to, eat a better diet. And you'll be amazed at how much easier it is for that to happen if you just ask for help. Now remember, willpower, don't become weak-willed, because the yogi is also strong-willed too. But what you can't do, let the bigger you do it for you. But you still do what you need to do. And then further on in the Yoga Sutras, we'll get to that next time. What What is referred to as God, they call it Ishvara, which is the Lord of the universe, which is everything, really. I mean, you, consciousness, me, everyone here. And by practicing meditation, you learn to identify your attention with that infinite consciousness. And that's the point. Later on in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali says one of the quickest ways to wake up to enlightenment is by surrender in God. Now that's the American version. What it means is surrender in Ishvara, surrender to the Lord of the universe, which means you align your attention with whatever you are doing. It's not you doing it, it's the divine doing it through you. The more you can practice doing that, whatever, even the thoughts you think, if you think you have crazy thoughts, or if you think, I shouldn't think this way, one of the easiest ways to get over that is to think, this is just God thinking these thoughts through me. The more you can get out of your head that you are someone important and someone special, and a little person with a little ego personality, and let yourself know that you are just a manifestation of this divine presence in the world, the more these instinctual drives, the more these kind of like goofy things that get in your way will cease to be influential in your life, and you'll more easily live in accord with what they call natural law, which is in harmony with waking up. So you are still you, technically, as a pinpoint of consciousness, but the universe, God, creation is expressing through you. So whatever you do is empowered. So then your life itself is the practice of yoga. Because yoga isn't just sitting on a mountain and meditating for hours a day. A lot of people say that. But we're here for a reason. So meditate in the morning, meditate at night, become very still and very aware, very super conscious. But then when you're in your daily life, just remember that that's it too. And that helps you wake up a lot quicker. So don't become preoccupied with meditation. Do it as duty, but let your life be an expression of this divine consciousness as well. Then you'll really wake up, and it'll be a lot easier. Okay? So today we went through Sutras 7 through 15, Chapter 1. So Sutra 7 reads, the three ways of acquiring valid knowledge are direct perception, inference as the result of observation, and learning from others who are knowledgeable. 8. Illusions are inaccurate perceptions. Remember, you want to get rid of those. 9. Delusions are erroneous mental concepts. Hallucinations and fantasies are entirely subjective perceptions, not based on anything that exists. Sutra 10. Sleep is a modification of the power of cognition. Sutra 11. Memories are mental impressions of prior perceptions. 12. The troublesome influences of mental impressions should be restrained, weakened, and removed by meditation practice and dispassionate non-attachment. 13. Alert concentration on a chosen object is meditation. 14. Meditation becomes stable by devoted, persistent practice. And 15. Dispassionate non-attachment enables one to consciously control urges, cravings, and instinctual drive.